You're listening to Into the Disappearing. I'm Marin Blake. Just outside the town of Dover, Tennessee, past the cottonwood trees and the rust-colored battlefield markers, there's a place the locals avoid after dark. It's called Weaver's Rest, a Civil War cemetery, overgrown, sunken, half-forgotten. And if the stories are true, some of the dead still move. 3 tourists vanished there, all in the same week, all trying to find the same grave. This is episode 31, The Stones That Move. Weaver's Rest is hidden off a 2-track logging road. No signage, no lights, just rusted gateposts swallowed by kudzu. Established in 1864, the cemetery was intended for Confederate casualties after the Battle of Fort Donelson. But records are scarce. Many headstones are blank or marked only with initials. It's said that during the battle, over 6,000 men died within a 3-mile radius. Some were buried where they fell. Others were moved in haste. There's one grave that shows up in 3 different registries under 3 different names. Plot 43C, sometimes marked, sometimes not. Locals say the stone moves on its own. Peter Wells was 52, a Civil War reenactor and amateur historian from Raleigh, North Carolina. He was last seen entering Weaver's Rest on June 14, 2023, carrying a notebook, a metal detector, and a small folding chair. He told the Airbnb host he was looking for the grave of JWD, a Confederate scout mentioned in a family letter. Search teams found his chair the next morning. Folded, clean, placed neatly beside a fresh patch of disturbed soil. His phone was inside a plastic bag under a nearby log. The final photo he took shows a gravestone inscribed only with, "Not here." 2 days later, a couple from Knoxville, Sarah Lamont and Clay Booker, visited the cemetery. Sarah's great-great-grandfather had fought with the 7th Tennessee Infantry, and she wanted to find the place where his friend, Jonah Whitlock, had reportedly been buried. They texted a friend at 2:17 p.m. to say they'd found a stone marked WJ with a carved insignia of crossed sabers. By 6 p.m., their car was still parked at the entrance. By 7:45 p.m., searchers found Sarah's scarf snagged on a thorn bush, 40 feet from the WJ headstone. But the headstone was gone. And when teams returned the next morning, it was back, 20 feet away, sunk into different soil. Historical cartographer Celeste Darnell has studied battle maps and cemetery layouts across the Southeast. She compared maps from 1880, 1934, and 1991. The location of the 43C plot, different on each. She told me, "No GPS system pins the same coordinates. Each time you look for it, it's somewhere else." She also noted something stranger, a pattern. Every missing person in the last 50 years, all went missing within 20 feet of where plot 43C was supposed to be. But if the plot moves, so does the danger. Legend tells of a soldier in gray wool, always seen just past the tree line. He never speaks. He never breaks stride. They call him the Marcher. He's not a ghost exactly. He's something else. He appears when a visitor lingers too long, when someone disrespects a grave, or when a name is spoken that should have stayed forgotten. Peter Wells wrote the name JWD 6 times in his notebook. Sarah reportedly whispered Jonah aloud 3 times. Locals say the Marcher listens, and if you call a name buried in blood, he comes to reclaim it. On June 21st, rangers entered Weaver's Rest at dawn, escorted by search dogs. They found a new stone, clean, unweathered, freshly cut, inscribed with Sarah Lamont Clay Booker, June 16th, 2023. They wanted to know. The sheriff ordered the stone removed. It shattered in the truck bed on the way out, splitting exactly down the middle. Inside the crack, a black feather, still warm. There is no official list of burials for Weaver's Rest, no deed, no ownership claim. It's a cemetery with no registry, a portal with no address. But locals, especially the older ones, remember warnings from their grandparents. Don't say names aloud, don't stay after sundown, and never, ever walk the inner loop more than once. Because once you cross your own tracks, you're no longer the one walking. In folklore, a gravestone that moves on its own is called a witness stone. It watches, it remembers. It points the way, not to the dead, but to those who seek them. But in Weaver's Rest, the stones aren't markers. They're invitations. Every name chiseled into them is still waiting to be read, still waiting to disappear again. Gravestones don't walk. But what if they wander? You've been listening to Into the Disappearing. I'm Marin Blake. Tonight we followed footsteps that circled back to places never marked on any map. And the next time you visit a graveyard, ask yourself, do you recognize every name? Or is one waiting for yours? Next week, we investigate a West Virginia radio station that received a strange late-night broadcast on a frequency that hasn't existed since 1977. The voice on the tape, it claimed to be calling from beneath the station itself. Episode 32, The Last Broadcast.
When the night gets bright and the stars align, we stir up dreams in cosmic time. A little stardust, a little tune, you're mixing it with the